one of my favourite all-time games was FIFA Street, which you are actually on. Now that's so cool. Tell me how that came about. That's amazing. How are you a character on one of the biggest games of all time? Talk me through that.
3, 2, 1. The Reality Check podcast is inbound. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Please be advised this video may contain strong language and adult themes.
Hello guys, and welcome back to the Reality Check podcast. Now today we are joined again by another sports star. We have freestyle enthusiast, futsal player, Daniel Cappellaro. Daniel, how are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, good, mate. Thanks for having me on.
No worries. Thank you for coming on. I mean, time difference-wise, if people don't know, you're based out in Australia at the moment. It's actually your evening time and my morning.
Yeah, that's right. We're just approaching 8 p.m. here. So, yeah, to do a Zoom or let's say a chat like this, it's a bit of a puzzle to sort the time zones out. Sorry.
Definitely. I mean, so have you been in Australia your whole life, or did you move out there? Are you from there originally?
I am from Perth, Western Australia. I live in Melbourne now because this is where futsal brought me.
Okay.
But I have lived in England for about a year, or just shy of a year.
Cool.
And I've lived in Spain and other various countries as well.
And that's all football-based, futsal or freestyle?
Yeah.
Around the world?
Yes, yeah. All street football and mostly futsal trips, yeah.
Perfect. I mean, so for those who don't know, your main kind of people will know you mainly from freestyle and futsal. I mean, futsal is obviously a form of football. Can you just give us a bit more detail in like what it involves? I mean, for me, I would assume futsal is kind of like five-a-side indoor. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. I would say it's five-a-side indoor, but with no walls, because obviously you know, traditionally, even here in Australia, and I know that it's massive in England, people play fives. They will play off a wall, or you play at like a Lucozade Power League, and you play on Astro. So futsal is generally on either a rebound ace floor, or like they call it a dirt floor. So the flooring is with obviously cushioning or some kind of rebound ace in the flooring. But yeah, it can be in a school hall, basketball court, these kinds of things. Mind you, a futsal court is I think it's about the size of 2 basketball courts.
Okay,
if I were to go this way. So yeah, it's a bit bigger. Yeah.
Okay. And in terms, I mean, has football always been your passion? Like, how did you kind of get into the futsal thing? Did you start off playing 11-a-side? How did that work?
Nah, good question. I think like most of the street footballers or freestylers, I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but I started with my passion in football. When I was growing up, I mean, look, I was born in 86. Yeah. Okay. So we can talk about 86 if you want, but being English, I'm not sure if you will want to. A lot happened in football in 86.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, back when I was growing up, I started playing, or I got interest for football when I was 9 years old.
Okay.
And when I started playing, like, I didn't really find out about futsal until I was maybe 12 or 13.
Yeah.
And then I didn't play properly in terms of like in a very competitive scenario until I was maybe 18 or 19.
Okay.
That's changed a bit now here in Australia, just with the development of the sport, with I think also the growing awareness of social media, YouTube. People are more, how can I say, like they're more familiarized with lots of other different genres of the game, like freestyling, beach football, street football, futsal. It's all encompassing now. Whereas before, I suppose, I just wanted to play football, and I basically played outdoor football until I was almost 25, and I started to get more opportunities with futsal. So that's where the changeover came.
Perfect. And then, I mean, the freestyle element, did that come in after the futsal, or was it kind of, have you always been pretty good at tricks?
It came in after the futsal. To say I've always been pretty good at tricks, I always liked tricks. I always liked skills. To the point of about when I was 17, 18 is when I really got heavy into like street football.
Okay.
And I started finding what they call now ground moves, or like where you see the skills on the floor where there's like loads of combos of different skills.
Yeah. I
got into that around, I think 2004, 2005. But I learned around the world 5 years before that when I was 13. Okay. And I'd seen obviously like the airport advert with Brazil that was 98, then going into 2000, 2002. I really liked Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho was one of my favorite players, if not my most favorite player of all time.
Yeah.
For that reason, yeah, he was very influential upon my, what do I say, like, I suppose my career, but he was very influential upon my likes, dislikes, who I supported and so forth. And I saw him doing, like, around the world, catching the ball on your neck and other different tricks. And I learnt them. But in terms of learning, like, the freestyle that you see, like your Sam Garnier, your Andrew Henderson that you've already interviewed.
Yeah.
That kind of freestyle, you went to another level. About, I reckon maybe if you go 10 years ago, I reckon around 2010, it just exploded and went to another level. And the guys were doing skills that just, you know, you're not seeing professional footballers do.
No, they're making up their own stuff, aren't they? So I think, like you said there, it went from people like Ronaldinho doing these tricks in games where people are like, wow, that's insane, to then just making their own skills, and everyone's like the freestylers inventing their own tricks. Like you said there, that's when it took off. I mean, you answered my next question already. I was going to ask you in terms of in terms of like professional players. I know you did mention Ronaldinho. What kind of other players influenced you to kind of want to do this kind of freestyle tricks? What kind of other players were kind of your idols in that sense?
When I was growing up, I always liked the most skillful or most technically gifted players. I loved Danielson. So when I say Danielson, not the defensive mid that played for Arsenal, but the Danielson that you would play on the wing, and he was always giving a little bit of stick, should I say, for being a showboater or not being very productive.
Right.
But I kind of liked that, you know, like I gravitated towards that, and I loved the art that was in the football.
Yeah, definitely.
And I guess that's just something else we can talk about as well, because I don't always have to watch my favorite team win if they've played well, so to speak, you know? So, yeah, it was more Danielson, Rivaldo, Ronaldo R9, Zidane, even Beckham with his free kicks and stuff. Like anything that was of like a high technical detail, I really honed into on.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. I mean, you mentioned there you didn't have to see your own team to win. So who's your team? Who do you support?
I don't really like to say it. Look, obviously Perth Glory. Okay. So Perth Glory, because I was born in Perth.
Yeah.
Now I'm living in Melbourne. There's many choices here. I like to watch everyone in the A-League.
Yeah.
But I would say Barcelona is my team.
Okay.
Reason being, when I was 12, that's when things really changed for me, and I really started to look at what style of players I liked. I didn't just like when I was growing up. Okay, I liked Roberto Baggio. Then I went to Del Piero. Then I was like Zidane. Then it was Beckham. Then it was Giggs. Then I was all over the place. Okay. And then when I was 12, I remember seeing R9 Ronaldo, and then also there was like Sonny Anderson, and then Rivaldo, and then obviously after that came. There was like a progression with Barcelona, Brazilian players, and I'd already decided within myself that I really loved South American football, and I really loved Brazilian players.
Yeah.
Just because of their technical ability, you know. So I kind of started aligning myself with Barca. I really like Barcelona, and I've always liked their philosophy. I've always liked the way they play, and I think it's more that it is. Yeah, it's okay. We want to win. Everyone plays to win. Yeah. But it's how you win, and if you lose, it's how you lose also. So the 8-2 is not a very good discussion point.
Yeah, right. It's a bad topic.
That was mate. It was just a terrible loss, wasn't it? Like,
shocking.
Even if you can lose, like, why couldn't they lose 8-2 but have 70% possession like they usually do?
I mean, to be fair, I'm glad you said Barcelona, because at the moment, I mean, obviously they're in the news a lot. We can talk about Barcelona for a while, to be fair. There's also another debate I was going to speak to you about. We'll come on to it in a bit, but it's a little messy Ronaldo debate, so we'll get onto that in a little bit.
Okay.
There was
That's
also
always a good topic.
Exactly. Hopefully we're the same opinion, but we'll soon find out. Also, I was born in '98, right? So I'm a bit younger than you. But growing up for me, obviously playing the PlayStation and stuff, one of my favourite all-time games was FIFA Street, which you are actually on. Now that's so cool. Tell me how that came about. That's amazing. How are you a character on one of the biggest games of all time? Talk me through that.
Yeah. Well, I think actually, because you're in the UK, yes?
Yes, correct.
You'll be in the south?
Yeah, yes, I'm down southwest. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I can tell from your accent, because where I stayed for a year was Middlesbrough. They'd speak different up there.
A lot different. A lot different.
Yeah. So FIFA Street came about simply because I started doing social media, as they call it now.
Okay.
Not to be an influencer, not to have like product deals or someone to send you a pair of boots that you make a video with.
Yeah.
As we do now. But I started it in 2000, and I had MySpace, right? MySpace is going back. You probably do you know what MySpace is?
Yeah, I mean MySpace and
Bebo
with the OGs of
there you go, right? So I had MySpace, and I was putting skills up on that, and I would film my futsal games, and then also film like ground moves or like me practicing and doing accas and things like this.
Yeah,
and then try and show that practice in a futsal match.
Okay.
The futsal matches were just like social. It was just like 5v5. So it was like playing pickup. Yeah, you just go down and you'd pay your like $8. $8 as we're Australian, you'd be like paying £5 to go and just play. And we just play, and I'd get someone to hold a camera, and I'd just start filming. From that, I started working alongside a guy who actually operates out of Melbourne. He ran a company called Trickstar Football, and he wanted a street footballer, like a panna player, this kind of stuff, because all the other guys he had were freestylers. So it was different. And then EA Sports contacted him and asked if there's an Australian street footballer. And it was kind of like right place, right time. I'd already had that kind of profile that was building on YouTube, because I started on YouTube 2006. So it had already been going for like 6 years. Mind you, at this time, no one really there was nothing about subscribers or likes or followers or anything like that. It was just, it was just put it up, you could just put it. And I think people used to like rate the videos with stars as opposed to putting likes and things like this. Like it was, at one stage, I think I even used Vimeo. Like that's how far back it's going.
Yeah,
exactly. It's one of those. It's okay. So I was doing it like that. And he called me one day. I was actually about to go and do coaching, because I've coached all my life as well. Yeah. And he said, look, I need you to send me a video and a photo of yourself. And I said, all right, I'll do it when I get back. And he goes, no, this is urgent. So obviously there was no like phones at the time. So you had to do everything from a desktop. Anyway, I sent that stuff through to him. Then I went off, did what I did. And then 2 weeks later, I heard from him again. And he said, look, EA Sports are doing a recreation of FIFA Street, or like a rebrand, because there was 1, 2, and then there was 3.
The new one. Yeah.
Yeah, the 3 came out, and then there was the new one which came in 2012.
Yeah.
And he said, they want an Australian street footballer. He said, I told them you're the guy. And I was like, all right, great. I waited. It was a bit like this video game that's just come out now. I waited almost like a year without telling anyone except my parents.
Okay.
And then, then it was just like full steam ahead. And when that came out, it was like, another thing that, mate, like you don't start YouTube or social media with that in mind. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
So,
I bet that was mental.
That was good.
That'd be so cool. I mean, how many times were you on FIFA Street playing as your own character? That must have been pretty cool.
I did a fair bit.
I can imagine. I mean, who wouldn't?
It was it was surreal, because like at that time I was 25. So and I hadn't had many of the futsal experiences that I've had now. Now I'm 34. So this is a while ago, but I hadn't had those experiences. So for me, this was like one of the things that really pushed my career along. It was also like on a bucket list, it's like it was right up there. It was like it was beyond the moon, that kind of dream. It's not something you can work at.
Oh no,
so,
that was very cool thing. Definitely. Okay. I mean, obviously, the career you do, I mean, there's a lot of obviously around the world, a lot of high-profile footballers, and you have been lucky enough to meet quite a few of them, haven't you?
A couple. I wouldn't say a few.
A couple. You've met a couple. Who are the kind of biggest names that you've managed to meet?
I've played with Douglas Costa.
That's cool. That was you were saying. Were you on the same futsal team as him?
Yeah, same. We played one match, exhibition match. I was on the same team as Douglas Costa, and I played against Falcao, who is the Brazilian futsal player. Falcao.
Yeah, he's like is he like one of the most well-known ones? Because he's the one. I don't know much about futsal, but I know there's a Falcao who's pretty good.
But there's a Falcao. Yeah, he is the known around the world, I guess, as the greatest futsal player of all time.
Okay.
So I think he's also, people would say that there's an argument, but I would say he has been the first that was most marketable.
Okay.
And so therefore, it helped him with everything else that he's doing.
Yeah, definitely.
And futsal's a bit like that. Futsal, you have to be a jack of all trades, I feel. Like if you're just a player, it's very easy to go under the radar. You have to be able to, like a freestyler, you have to be able to put yourself out there. You have to be able to coach. You have to be able to make videos. You have to be able to play as well and be willing to travel and lots of other things. But yeah, sorry, I digressed, didn't I? Douglas Costa, Falcao. I met Neymar last year.
Wow, how was that?
Yeah, that for me. So look, we were talking about Ronaldinho before. Ronaldinho would be here with George Best. Okay. George Best, Ronaldinho, and then just under there is Neymar.
Yeah, he must be pretty influential in terms of, obviously of this era. The kind of, if you think about flair, freestyle, tricky players, he's up there in the best of the world, 100%.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's that. In terms of on the ball, I think he's the best player in the world. That's just my opinion. It's like you're going to have the conversation about Messi and Ronaldo. Yes, someone likes Ronaldo, they don't like Messi, vice versa, but both are equally unbelievable.
Definitely.
So, yeah, in my opinion, I think he's the best on the ball in the world. Meeting him again was something that, I mean, look, I have a vision board and stuff like this, and you can dream about this stuff, but you never really know, So
definitely,
it was cool.
Perfect. Okay. We'll go on to basically. I've got 5 little player comparisons, which I want you to pick one or the other. I mean, we'll do Messi Ronaldo last because we'll discuss that. So we'll do that one last.
Okay.
But the
other. So these are just quick fire.
Quick fire ones. I mean, you can give a little explanation. You can say why you picked that person. Right. So first one. This is right. So they're all in their prime as well. So when they were at their best, would you rather have?
Oh, okay. So prime moments.
Yes, prime moments. So would you rather have Fernando Torres or Sergio Aguero?
Sergio Aguero.
Okay. Just an all-round better player. I mean, they were both world-class strikers.
They are world-class. I think maybe Sergio Aguero might have had more Premier League games, but
yeah, he definitely played more in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was a bit annoying with Torres because I'm a Chelsea fan. So when we signed him from Liverpool, I was like,
he was already past his prime. Yeah.
Well, because when we signed him, he was like one of the best strikers in the world, and then he just never really delivered. So it was a bit of a shame. But I mean, they're both, like I said, they're both class. But I really agree with Aguero.
I don't know if Aguero has had the same injury issues as Torres though.
No, probably not.
I think Torres had a bad time with like abdominal hernias and stuff like this.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
okay.
Right, yeah.
Next one, Zidane or Henry?
Why you put them against each other?
It's a tough one, isn't it?
Look, I will go for Zidane.
Okay.
And my reason for being more Zidane than Henry.
Yeah.
I love Henry, but Zidane never got out of a tight space with his speed.
Okay.
Like he's on the ball. He's just an absolute maestro. He's an artist. So, Zidane.
Okay. Alan Shearer or Wayne Rooney?
It's got to be Shearer. It's got to be Alan Shearer.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he has the most goals in Premier League history, I think, is actually make him underrated. Like, he was a beast in his time. He was a beast.
He was, and one of my look. I was going to ask you as well what your most memorable tournament of football is, because for me.
Okay.
96, I was 10 years old, and I watched Euro 96, and then 98 was also the most memorable World Cup for me.
Yeah.
So watching Euro 96, I instantly loved like Gascoigne, Alan Shearer, Paul Merson, Teddy Sheringham, all those players.
Yeah. So, I mean, for me, obviously that was again 98 was the year I was born. So I mean, I've obviously seen clips of those players, but I couldn't say that like they're the ones I've seen the most of. For me, most memorable, probably for the wrong reasons, was probably South Africa 2010 because of how England did so badly, and then you had Lampard's goal that was like 5 yards over the line that wasn't given against Germany. So in terms of probably in the negative sense, that was the most memorable. But then again, you had the World Cup that was 2 years ago, the 2018 one, like the one we got to the semis in. That was insane. That was an insane summer as well. Like, I mean, obviously in Australia, you're pretty lucky. The weather is quite nice. In England, we're not so lucky. I mean, we're lucky to get 3 days of sun in the summer, right? It's not ideal.
Yeah.
So that summer was just insane. We had like heat wave after heat wave. England was smashing the World Cup. It was just quality. I mean, we got pretty unlucky, lost to Croatia in the semis, but I think France would have probably battered us in the final anyway. But that was a pretty sick World Cup.
That World Cup, that England side, even now, looking forward.
Yeah.
But that team was one that I was excited to watch England play again.
Definitely. It's definitely an exciting time for England fans. I mean, obviously the Euros got cancelled this year. I mean, we'll speak a little bit about Corona in a bit and how it's affected everyone. But I mean, the Euros next year now, I mean, we have got such an exciting team. I think because of the youth players we've got coming through, you've got like Sancho coming through, who's obviously in the news at the moment with his transfers. You've got like Rashford, who's quality at the moment. You've just got players that are exciting, not just like good players. They're like young and they're like driven, and you could tell that the team is going in the right direction, 100%. But I mean, only time will tell. For me, the best England team in terms of players was like the '06 team, where we had like Terry, Ferdinand, Rooney, Scholes, Gerrard, Lampard. Like that team was unbelievable. How we didn't win anything, I'll never know. But it's definitely exciting times for England fans. All right, the last one before the Messi Ronaldo one is one I think you've already answered again. I was going to say Neymar and Mbappe.
Yeah, Neymar.
Neymar. I mean, again, they are both quality, but I would agree with you.
The thing is, like, football's like that, right? It's not to agree and it's not to disagree.
No, it's opinions.
It's funny.
Isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny because you see it like on social media all the time, where people are like berating people for an opinion, but it's like that's how they see it. There's no right or wrong.
No.
Because look, who would have said this time last year? So let's think back, 2019 in August. If someone said, "Oh, Immobile is going to have the season of his life," everyone would have laughed at you. Said you're an outcast. Like, exactly. Like, but the guy had the European Golden Boot. So
crazy.
Exactly.
I mean, like you said there. I mean, I'm going to contradict myself because I've said that everyone's opinion is valid. However, Messi is better than Ronaldo.
Why is that?
So I've had this debate with so many people, all my mates, everyone, right? In my opinion, Ronaldo has worked harder to become the player he is now, because you look at him at Sporting and Man United, and he wasn't this shredded, ripped beast he is now, right?
Yeah.
So he's 100% put the graft in on the training ground and made himself a better footballer. However, Messi just technically, in my opinion, just blows him out the park. Like on the ball, Messi has done stuff that it's just not normal, and he makes the game look so easy. I mean, again, it is opinion, and it depends whether you like. In my opinion, people who like Ronaldo are people who are either Man United fans, waste of space. Sorry to all of you, or I've probably offended a lot of people there, or people who just like the kind of like raw power that he possesses. Like he can kick the ball harder. He's good in the air.
Yeah.
But Messi
jumps. Yeah.
Jump higher. But Messi just technically, for me, is out of this world.
Between Messi and Ronaldo, I do like Messi better.
Good. I'm glad you said that.
For the reasons that you said. Messi's more of a, like, I believe that we're not going to see another two players like Messi and Ronaldo.
I agree, 100%.
But I feel that we will never see another Lionel Messi. Like, that guy is just a bolt from the blue, so to speak, like to grab a cliche, because his talent is so, like, it seems God-given. Like, he's trained, he's practiced, he's done it all his life.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, like, why is no one doing it like him, so to speak, and he's like 5'6" or 5'7". So I feel like I'm short. I'm 5'10", 5'11" with this
with the hair,
with the quiff. That's right. So, like, I'm not. Yeah, like to do it at that height, to be that impressionable on football for so long. It's like people forget how big Ronaldo is. I feel like he's 6'2". And he's strong, he's athletic, like people trying to pull him down. And same happens to Messi. Messi keeps going, he doesn't go down. But yeah, I just like that, you know, it seems almost like he just woke up and walked onto the football pitch and started playing, you know, like that's more just, it's an aesthetic thing because they're both unbelievably great players, you know.
Definitely.
In terms of Ronaldo, I like Ronaldo 2004 to 2005 Ronaldo, when he fresh Man United, and he just come on and he's given JJ Okocha like a double step over, and you know, like that's JJ Okocha.
Yeah,
you know
why
what
are you
I
doing
mean?
that?
Or like when, exactly. Or like when he stepped across the ball and Ashley Cole did the split,
fell over.
You know?
Iconic moment.
Like, exactly. So that kind of Ronaldo, where he come out and he's doing all the moves and all the skills and that, obviously it had a big influence upon my my love of the game as well.
Yeah.
But I think he's kind of lost that side to himself, you know?
Okay.
Like, of course he's become who he is.
Yeah, he has. You can say he has changed. Like, don't get wrong, he's more now just a goal scoring machine. Like, he'll just score goals.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas,
and you know, he is the most productive player we'll probably ever see.
Yeah.
You know, but I really liked when he had that artistry to him, that side that was just like magical. Or he'd get the ball and you didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, moving on from the footballers. I mean, obviously we touched on it there. It's been such a weird time with coronavirus and all of this stuff. I mean, obviously you're in Australia. It's obviously hit you guys differently to how it's hit us. I mean, how has it been work-wise? I saw you've got a little TikTok account. That seems to be the thing that everyone's. It's just blowing up, hasn't it? TikTok's gone mad.
Yeah, TikTok's a strange one, man, because I'm not on there doing dances and things like this. You know,
No.
I'm not. I can't drop the whoa like that. You know, so it's not really my thing. But I just take what I put on Instagram and I edit it differently, so it's either vertical or it's just raw, and I put it on there with one of the viral songs.
Yeah.
It's just another place to, you know, I feel it's just another platform where you can show your skills, where a wider audience other than your immediate community or Instagram or YouTube can see your skill set. That's it.
Definitely.
In terms of COVID, how's work been affected? While I'm here in Melbourne, if I'm not traveling, so I had a lot of travel that was cancelled this year.
Yeah, I bet.
That's probably been the most, I think, depressing thing about it all. Really, it's like, we're in Melbourne now. This is the second lockdown. The first lockdown we were in Perth, and then we flew back when it got better. And then within the space of about 4 weeks, Melbourne was getting like 500, 600 cases a day. And then they did a stage 4 lockdown, which is like everyone at home, no work.
So is that, are you back to stage 4 now then? So you can't like leave home at all?
Yeah, we've got 2 more weeks of it. So that's why now all my content and everything you see is like me around either the house or on my balcony. I saw you on like a balcony.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so that's it. So that's all I can really do at the moment. And then you're also trying to like, if not like memories, but things from last year or little moments from games and stuff, just trying to, it's almost recycling the content, because the content that you would have got this year is just, it's not even put on hold. Like, it's just gone. So
yeah, it must be so frustrating.
It is. Like, I'm very grateful though that, like, you know, 1, I have my health. 2, we've got, you know, somewhere to live. We've got this apartment here. 3, we have a space like the balcony. 4, I have a sponsorship with Puma, so that's really helped. Like, it came at the right time again.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that are good and great that happened this year. Also, Street Power Football, so the video game released.
Yes, let's talk about that. Actually. Let's talk about that quickly. So that's a new game. So that the second game you've been on, is that a mobile app or is it going to be a console game? How does that work?
No, that is PS4, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and PC.
Perfect, and that's out soon.
Yeah, that's already out. I think it was out Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday this week.
Perfect. Everyone go and buy it and use Daniel's character because he's on it again. Another football game. Insane.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So that's like a FIFA Street, but slightly more. Is it more like challenges rather than like matches, or do you play matches as well?
I think the best thing about this game, there is 3v3 matches. You can play 2v2, 1v1. There's different 1v1 modes. There's Panna, so there's with the cage where you're trying to do nutmegs.
Yeah, that's cool.
There's a freestyle game mode. So I haven't seen a game that has had actual freestyle where you're doing around the world, crossovers, you know, head stalls, this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's also a trick shot game mode where you're trying to hit targets and stuff and you're doing trick shots. So I think Yeah, what's great about this game is that it's really encompassed all the strengths of the street football and freestyle community. It's put them into one, and there's no professional footballers on this on
Okay,
this
so it's
game.
all freestylers.
So yeah, whereas FIFA Street, obviously you had like 16 street footballers or freestylers.
Yeah.
And then you had all the pros as well. Whereas it's same with Volta, you know, like there's a few here and there, and then you've got all the pros, which, you know, some people like to do that. But I think as a point of difference, it's really cool that you have 20, I think it's 25 of the world's best, you know, street footballers, freestylers. I think that's something really unique, and it's very niche that they've done.
Definitely. So everyone go and buy Street Power. I'll leave a link in the description. Go and check it out. And like I said, use Dan's character. I mean, moving on, like I said, we touched on COVID there. I mean, what did you what do you get up to now that you're locked indoors again? Have you been binging much Netflix?
We have actually, man. We've been watching this one now. It's about, we actually, my girlfriend and I, we like hip hop and rap.
Okay.
And we've been watching this one. I think it's called Soul and Flow. I think. But yeah, it's basically got T.I., Chance the Rapper, and Cardi B, and they're like 3 judges.
Oh, I think I've actually seen a little bit of that. It looks all right.
Yeah, it's a bit of a reality TV show, and they get people from like New York, LA, around the place, and yeah, we've been watching that. Apart from that, man, just like training and then trying to make content, like making YouTube videos. I've got into my YouTube way more, like, or doing vlogs and stuff like that. Just trying to keep your mind active and setting goals each. Yeah, exactly. Setting goals each day, not setting them for a week, because otherwise it's like a Groundhog Day, honestly. So.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, like you said there, it's a weird time, isn't it? Because I said this on a few of my podcasts. You just never expect there to be a time where you're not allowed to leave your house. Like, you see it in films, you see it in TV shows, but the fact that you're not allowed to leave your house unless it's for exercise or to get food, it's just like mental. You never expect that to happen, do you?
It is. It's insane. Like, there's a lot of ways that you can look at it, but I don't think, like I said when we were talking here, that there will never be. I don't believe there will never be another time like this in our lifetime. You know, where you actually just, like, the government says, right, 6 weeks, that's it. You know, you can leave for 1 hour exercise. Other than that, stay home, or you're going to the grocery. You know. Yeah. Like, if your job was to come to you and say, hey, go and have 6 weeks off. Like, people used to beg to have a day off. And now that you're being told you have to, it's like, it's funny. I think it's funny because people are really being, they're really being pushed towards, like, or being shown their purpose, I suppose, you know, like, you're really being shown your purpose, because when you've got that routine, you know, you go through it. But when it changes, it's, I think it's a bit of a shock to the system for a lot of people. I know it is for me. Yeah,
definitely. Like you said there, you just never expect, like, I work in recruitment, normally 9 to 5, and I haven't worked since March. So I've been on furlough for 6 months. Like, and I'm going back on Tuesday, and it's going to be such a shock to the system because, like, you're just, at the moment, I mean, obviously you never get used to it, but you start to get used to the system, the kind of process of just not having a purpose in the day. And I mean, going back to the 9 to 5 kind of, I'll be working from home, but it's going to be strange times.
Yeah, definitely. Well, because you get used to the routine of just, okay, well, I have to find something to do today.
Yeah, definitely.
As opposed to wake up, have breakfast, and then commute, you know, it is different.
Very strange. All right. I mean, in terms of, I was going to touch on, have a little food chat. I mean, in terms of food, as a freestyler, as a futsal player, are you pretty strict on the diet, or do you let yourself have a little McDonald's every now and then?
The last time I had McDonald's was, I'll be honest, I had it in April. This is when we were back in Perth with my girlfriend's dad, actually. Okay. And it's not that he likes it, but it was like a special thing because we hadn't had it in like 2 years.
Right, okay.
So generally we eat very clean, and I haven't had Macca since. So what, April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, it's been 4 months now.
What's the normal food? Is it like healthy, like salads, pastas, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, not even so much pastas. Although, look, we had pasta today, but we haven't had pasta in maybe 3 weeks. It's more like sweet potato, green beans, broccoletti, which is broccolini, not broccoletti. That's
right.
My last name is Italian. I went into the Italian style. Yeah, broccolini. So yeah, sweet potato, green beans, broccolini, potato, and then we might have like with that, like just chicken breast, just white chicken breast, steamed. So yeah, we keep it real clean.
Very, very, very healthy. Okay, good effort. Good effort.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I don't know if you've seen.
It's not for everyone. Look, it's not for everyone. You know.
I mean, if you like it, you like it. Each to their own.
There's also stories out there where Usain Bolt, you know, he says that before he went around the final, he had 6 McNuggets, you know, before
chicken nuggets, exactly,
and won a gold medal. So
that's what I tell myself when I'm eating chicken nuggets. I'm saying Usain did this.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So the last thing I should have told you this beforehand, but the last thing we do on the podcast is a little segment that we call the pressure pint. So what I need you to do is, I mean, I saw you have a pint of water next to you, but it needs to be full. And basically what I do is I time my guests to drink a pint of water as fast as they can. And it goes on a leaderboard.
Oh, jeez.
Is that possible?
Do you know what? Do you know why it isn't? And I'm not making this up, okay? So I have this much in here. It's not gonna fill the glass.
Okay.
And I have this here, right?
That's fine. If you put the rest of the bottled water in the glass, I'll allow it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This is gonna make me sick, man.
It's actually a lot harder than you think as well. So basically, when I was planning this podcast... Hold on. It's worked. There's a bit left over. I thought there was a bit of water in that bottle.
Yeah, there's a bit left over. I'll tell you why I said about the water, right? Because I can't just go and fill up from the tap, because we had a storm here that has affected the state's water supply, or our side of the state.
Oh God!
And it's been contaminated, so we have to boil our water.
Oh, that must be a nightmare.
Yeah, it's been happening for 2 days now. So, you know.
Yeah. So basically, when I was planning this podcast, I was like, "Let's."
Right. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I was just going to do a little challenge that's not too hard, but not too easy. So basically, I time all my guests on my phone, and then whoever is top of the leaderboard after 10 episodes is going to get a pint glass with the Reality Check podcast logo on. I'll even ship it to Australia if you win, all right? It's going to come to your front door. Right. So when I say...
I'll try and do poorly so you don't have to pay some extortionate...
No, I'll take it. If you win, so to be fair, some of the top times are very good. Right. If you win, I'll be very impressed. Right. I will say go, and then at the end of the pint, you've got to say done, okay, when you've finished it, and I'll stop the timer.
Yeah. Do you give me a 3, 2, 1?
I'll give you a 3, 2, 1. Ready? 3,
okay.
2, 1, go.
Done.
13.15. That's not bad. That was a solid effort.
Really?
I mean,
I'm
going to break it to you. The pint glass won't be coming to Australia, but it was a very good effort. I think it's like 5 seconds, maybe. Yeah, I've done some. The thing is,
what?
I've done with some rugby players, and it just goes. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, you have to watch the full series, and you'll find out who's top.
Whew, I'm actually out of breath after doing that.
It's hard as it looks. I'm sorry for putting you in pain.
Yeah.
Dan, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Obviously, guys, if you are new around here, please subscribe to the channel. I'll leave all of Dan's social media, Instagram, TikTok, all in the description. Go check out Vibe Clothing if you want some neat clothes. I'll leave the discount code on the screen now. There it is. But yeah, please subscribe to the channel, guys. Like the video if you are new, and I will see you guys next time.